Chat, here we go. We continue the Salt Mine 3 with Joreuz versus Atow. It is day 2 of group stage, and it is the final group stage before we head to the playoffs, or what I think they're calling the finals. I don't know. To be fair, my phrasing has been bad. I haven't kept up with the lingo of exactly what everything's called, but what's important is this is the final group stage in which you can earn some points to go into the overall finals that are entered by points, cumulative points across the whole Salt Mine 3. So there it is. So that's what these guys are fighting for. Now, can Atow and Joreuz make it? Maybe. I think the answer to that is maybe. I'll go back and check Wikipedia real quick to see if maybe they updated over the last day to rule things out. It might still be possible with some crazy tiebreakers that Joreuz and Atow win their groups, because I don't think they necessarily went undefeated. Nice demo on the back wall from Atow. Yeah, looking at Atow, he's 1-2, and Joreuz is 0-2. Who he didn't play his third match because Feer couldn't yesterday. So with Roas 3-0, I think it's already not possible for them to win the group, because even if they win out, maybe Atow could. If he wins 2 today and Roas loses, maybe there's some tiebreaker world. And the rankings have Atow and Joreuz both at 0 points. And it's looking like you're going to need at least 5 to 8, if not a bit more, because, of course, some other players are going to get some points. So they need to get first or second. So both of them desperately need to win, I would say, if they're entertaining the idea of getting to the finals, as Atow unable to save this flick from Joreuz Fortnite. So, a very important match. Wikipedia did update, in case you guys want to check out. Exclamation point bracket should take you there. It might take you to the North American version, but you can go to the rankings and see where everybody stands in terms of the points they have secured for sure going into day 2. But, of course, after today, after the next 3 hours, we'll know everything. Where everyone finished in the groups and what the playoff bracket is going to look like for next week. Why is there no playoff? There is a playoff. The way you got to think about it is the playoff is now just the final. So I guess instead of having a playoff for stage 3 and then another run back of basically what would probably be a very similar bracket again for the overall finals, the way that Salt Mine elected to do it is to just skip the stage 3 playoffs and turn them into the finals by just giving points in the group stage. Shout out Deeply Trek, dude. 10 streams in a row is huge. Anybody who's made it to 10 streams in a row deserves a nice nod. Appreciate you for that, as Atow brings this match back to tied. These have been some long streams as well. We've been able to pick up some EU games, whereas earlier on in the Salt Mine we were only covering North America. Joreuz taking this ball down to a dribble. Thought maybe he would have preferred to play it in the air if Atow had given him space, but Atow now to the skies. Has a reset, has Joreuz in the air, and as soon as he has Joreuz in the air, he knows he doesn't need to use his reset. Instead, takes it to the ground. And the wave dash shot rolls the ball underneath. So their matches before this, I mentioned Atow 1-2, Joreuz 0-2. Let's talk a little bit about who they played against. It looks like Mr. Atow got 0-3 swept by Moxie, and then 3-0 swept Drally. That is a guy who made it into the grand finals of the previous stage. Okay, Joreuz. Okay, even Atow's got to give him a nice one, as Joreuz takes this one to the ceiling and gets an additional reset off the ball before carrying it over the top of Atow. And then Atow unfortunately got 3-0 swept by Roas. So really one-sided affairs in, it seems like, every one of his matches, whether he was winning or losing. Let's see if he could do that again. He'll, of course, want it to be with a win starting in this game, but it'll be Joreuz who intercepts the aerial and takes the lead with 2 minutes left to go. Now Joreuz, he skipped his Vatira matchup. So instead, he only played against Drally and Rawas, which is a couple tough matchups, but he actually took him to Game 5 both times, but unfortunately fell both times. The good news for that means he has a very decent plus-minus for somebody who has lost 2 games. Or 2 matches, I should say. Doesn't get better than -1 in both of those matchups. So if you were able to have a couple dominant wins, and maybe a couple people in the group faltering, I'd be able to finish really high. I mean, maybe still even as high as first. Nice wave dash shot as Joreuz gets 6. I think it's probably a little bit optimistic. It would, need a collapse from Rawas and a couple other people at the top for Joreuz to be able to get all the way there, but not out of the question. As Joreuz takes another air dribble down to a low 50. Atow, what a creative dribble in order to try and get some power off of very little boost. Joreuz evading the bump and now getting undercuts. Who will be playing Vatira later? Yes, Joreuz will be playing Vatira later today. Normally players only have 2 games on the second day of group stage, but because they needed a reschedule yesterday, I think both Joreuz and Vatira are probably playing 3 today. Atow. Handing the ball away as Joreuz comes off the ceiling. Maybe not the best of setups. Drally just forfeit the tournament. Is that right? He's not playing versus Vatira right now. Obviously, something interesting was going on yesterday. There was a lot of rescheduling. Johnny did say that I went from covering the Joreuz Vatira match to maybe covering the Rawas Drally match. I don't know if that was maybe because he had an inkling that Drally would be forfeiting the tournament. I don't know. In which case, it would be no harm done. Anyways, Joreuz is going to win this game. Lots going on in the salt mine. But what's right in front of us is Joreuz with a lead. Game number 2. Joreuz and Atow. Every match yesterday for Atow was a sweep in one direction or the other. If that trend were to continue today, it'd be a Joreuz victory. But certainly game 1 did not make it seem like it will end that way. Atow certainly well within his ability to get a win here as Atow punishes Joreuz for a mistake on the back wall. He was looking for a psycho, I believe. And this is why you see players really almost always are doing it now. But back in the day, nobody looked for it. And the reason why is because of what just happened. It's such a slim angle you often will miss completely. And when you do, you get scored on. Especially when you try and do it from that level. Look at this flick from Joreuz, though. He is flicking so high up in the air. Gets an additional touch after his pop. Sets up the air roll to be able to get that diagonal backflip and send it into the top right. Joreuz faking this flick. Actually got a demo, which is interesting. Because it didn't seem like that was what he was intending to do. Atow got the save anyways. Joreuz forcing Atow in the air. What a nice flick. I mean, Joreuz's flick control right now. Previously, he did it with a really strong flick. This time, first touch, and he rolls up to flick the ball away. You see players mastering the on-car dribble into flick where you basically control the ball the whole way. It never really separates from your car. You can position it where you need and then launching the flick. But, the next step up is Joreuz maybe could have gotten that save. He almost pulled off of it, it felt like, and allowed Atow to score. But the next step up is when you're able to pop that ball up, then re-catch up to it and align your car such that you can still get that flick, which Joreuz is showing that he has full control over. Joreuz is going to walk this one in for a third goal, quite literally. I think Atow maybe could have made a save. Am I crazy? No. maybe not. Chat, I think I am not necessarily the stream to ask about what happens if Drally is indeed forfeiting the tournament. I think it's probably Johnny's. But if I had to guess, keep in mind, I am just a streamer who has no bearing over how the tournament works. I would guess it's 3-0s for everyone who is playing against Drally. Because that's how single game forfeits were handled in the past. Of course, it feels a little bit unfortunate for whoever played him and lost to him, which I think was Joreuz yesterday. So Joreuz will be the only one with a loss to Drally, and everyone else will walk away with a sweep on him, which is unfortunate for Joreuz. Maybe they'll take all of his games out, but I don't know. Joreuz beating Atow out in the midfield. Makes for an easy follow-up. Atow didn't have faith that Joreuz could double there. Joreuz rolling this one to the sidewall. Atow not going to bring the ball up to meet him. Instead, plays a lower dribble, and what a recovery from Joreuz. He got bumped out of the way. Never gave up. And made his way back. Now he even has a potential opportunity for a long shot. This is a great pre-flip, man. Joreuz is just so fun to watch. He's always getting unique movements like this. He needed a clean pre-flip to get this out in front of Atow. That's exactly what he got. Atow kickoff win to the air. Not a lot of mix-up with his straight air dribble. Joreuz is going to stop it. Now it's Atow to the ground. Wave dash shot covered. I think even if he had gone low, Joreuz still was going to have it. Atow missed off the backboard. The follow-up is saved! Oh my goodness, Joreuz. A huge punish on what should have been a freebie from Atow. I think he didn't feel too bad about it when he missed wide because he thought, oh, I'll just dunk it in. I mean, it's a demo. I have time. But Joreuz respawned and covered it, and now has a 6-3 lead. Oh no, a pool shot own goal. A pool shot own goal from Atow. When it rains, it pours. As it's getting a bit out of hand, Joreuz bumped him away, and then, and then Atow helped him out in the process of scoring. Joreuz. Oh my goodness, everything is going his way. Somehow able to get that save. Atow trying to get a kickoff goal. Joreuz just puts it off the post and out. And now he's in and out of the side of his net with another save. Atow just searching for the answer, and that answer is definitely not a strong first touch like that, which allows Joreuz to challenge with ease. And Atow wants to go next, and that's not too surprising. With the way this game has been going, Joreuz has been kind of running away with it. And a mental reset is necessary as Joreuz goes up 2-0 in the series. Field control was 60%, or I think maybe even a little bit more for Atow in that last game, which means the game was played mostly out of Joreuz's half, but he was just defensively on points, finding a way to guide every ball off target, and often returning for counterattacks. Joreuz is going to pinch this one to the ceiling. A couple people in chat before today started said Joreuz was going to pop off today. Multiple different people said that. How they were able to see the future so far, we'll never know. Maybe we need to ask them. Atow, the air dribble bump. That one will connect. Joreuz staying in the orange half on 0. Delaying his shot. Bringing Atow to a stop. Something we've talked about a lot on the channel. You'll see all these pro players doing it when somebody's rotating into net. I love the pogo from Atow. Atow's going to say, stop talking about Joreuz's missed shot. That doesn't matter. What matters is putting a little style into your 1v1. And Atow has always done so. Atow pulling off his pre-flip. Could not get far enough away from the play to get a 50 that goes into the net. Joreuz, what is he doing here on this setup? Oh my goodness, it gets saved and stops the clip. But he had a backwards wave dash, it seemed, into the ceiling to get a reset, and now Atow's going to dunk him the other way. So 3-0 as Atow beginning to find signs of life here. Joreuz trying to do a similar play to Atow, pulling off the ball. Trying to make it so that 50 gets touched off the defender, goes out a bit, and then hits Joreuz so that he can then guide the ball the other way. He's going to pogo, but Atow is more than prepared for it. Joreuz backing off, giving Atow space. He'll go to the ceiling. Joreuz is already there. Joreuz living in tomorrow on this air dribble. And Atow doing the same now. And Atow's actually going to score off his. You watched it from Joreuz's perspective, and Atow was kind of slightly off screen, but man, does he immediately re-enter the play and perfectly angles on Joreuz to get a winning 50. He can turn for a goal. So 4-0. Joreuz has yet to find any offense now. Joreuz delayed flick. Hoping that as he gets up to the ball early, Atow reacts to that and then later can flick it behind him. But it didn't work out that way. Atow's pogo saved this time around. Joreuz, I don't think he would have had the musty that he was threatening anyways, so he did let it go to a flick. Atow shows him how it's done on the breakaway, as he slightly cancels that flick before launching it in. You curse Joreuz, you know, you're maybe not wrong. I did mention after his first 2 games that he had been playing really well, and somehow the chat had known he was going to pop off despite an 0-2 start to yesterday. But immediately after saying that, it is now 5-0, and Joreuz has yet to find a goal. So Atow dribbling all the way from the back wall. He is definitely going pogo, and he telegraphed it all the way down. Joreuz still didn't turn into challenge, so if he had been able to get it, might have been able to just get enough power that it didn't matter. Joreuz gonna get his first. It takes him a little over 3 minutes to do it. But Atow is at a strikeable range. 4 goals out with a minute 40 is more than doable. What a cut from Atow. And now he's going to wait on the goal line. Make Joreuz come back. Oh, Joreuz faked it coming back. Oh, I wanted to see. There was a world in which Joreuz got the save. This was a cute little mind game. Joreuz pulled away, and I think you actually do need to pull away too. It's like, it's an important part of it. If you rush back, then the guy's just going to own goals. You have to kind of slowly work your way back in. It was almost a pretty impressive mind game by Joreuz to have a chance. But Atow does score, and he extends it back to 5 with a minute 30. Soft flick. Now a catch out of the corner. Needs a couple resets. Uses them quickly. Joreuz's awkward landing means he doesn't gain control. Atow's going for the full field psycho, which only works if Joreuz creeps in. But we'll never know since Atow did not connect on it. Joreuz now needs 5 in about 50 seconds. Not going to be easy as he hovers waiting for this ball to drop underneath the crossbar, and it never does as Atow cleans it up. Demo from Joreuz onto Atow, but in the blue half. By no means does that mean a goal will be scored, but he does find a way. A fake ends up having the ball slide in past Atow after he pre-jumped for the strong shot. Atow wants the bump. Forces Joreuz to take this shot, but actually it works out. You know, I think Atow just didn't want a reset there from Joreuz, but he went a little bit too gung-ho on the dive. Joreuz said, sure, man. I'll take a hit now. What I think Atow wanted is to kind of fake challenge, force Joreuz to get a touch, and play it away from himself so then Atow could control. But he went so deep in that instead of Joreuz tapping it away and Atow being able to control it, Joreuz just shot it all the way across the whole field and into the net, which is obviously not what Atow wants. Atow now a little pancake reset with the ceiling. His flick is directly into Joreuz, but really it's all for show with 10 seconds left to go, as Atow is going to prevent the sweep, which will be the first game that, or sorry, the first match in this salt mine that Atow has not either swept or gotten swept, as we go to 2-1 while we head to game 4. Game number 4, Joreuz and Atow. Joreuz saw some slight signs of life towards the end of that game. There's no question that one was all Atow. Atow will pick back up right where he left off, this time with a midfield demo. See Atow pogoing on his way back to net. I love to talk about it because it's just trends that you see. The players who seem to practice certain mechanics on goal explosions are also the players who are best at them. I don't know if it's, you know, I don't know which one's the causation. Is it because they're practicing it so much, practicing it every moment, that they're good at them? Or are they doing it because they're already good at them and they're just celebrating? Hard to say, but you might as well use opportunities like flying away from the net as a chance to practice your pogo landing. Joreuz wanting to cut this ball away from Atow. Atow says, nuh-uh, I'll catch back up, I'll take it away, and I'll make it 3-0. Joreuz truly getting incredibly caster cursed, it seemed, after being unable to make a mistake until I talked about how well he was playing and how everybody in chat predicted it. Atow missed this one. That was an opportunity to go up 4-0, and instead it's going to be 3-1, which is a huge swing, especially when Joreuz is on the edge of getting put away momentum-wise. Joreuz has to try and find a way to score on low boost here. Actually got a really solid flick, and the bounce wasn't the worst thing ever. You know, Joreuz may be upset that he didn't go crossbar down and in, but the fact that it floats all the way up above the backboard makes it impossible for Atow to get up there. After landing in nets, there's only so much you can do with that low amount of boost. Atow is going to hit Joreuz with the strategy I would say he pioneered. The half flip off the kickoff, not even going to it. Oh, Joreuz is going to try and take Atow's pass, but he can't quite do so. Atow does effectively clear the ball to the back wall. Now Joreuz from the ceiling. Tap down, he wants a demo, but Atow refuses to come down. Atow just used resets to avoid a demo, is how it looked like from Joreuz's perspective at least. Maybe Atow is just, you know, going to get that no matter what. But he actually avoided the demo and then stole the boost. Unfortunately, it was all for naught because Joreuz does get a goal. Atow booms the shots at Joreuz, who looks to try and get a double out of the corner. Missed, but gifted another opportunity. Another perfect flick on low boost from Joreuz. Got a ton of height, something he could work with, but it was still a tough position. He was trying to make something out of not much, and Atow has taken control. And Atow has Joreuz jumping, panicking at the midfield as Atow slows the game down. Nice fake. Joreuz air dribble bump and slams into Atow. Does not get the demo, didn't have the speed for it, but definitely protected the ball. Atow booming one and forcing Joreuz into net off the kickoff. Now he's going to go to the skies again. Joreuz low on boost, and he actually couldn't bump him. Joreuz got around it. It's tough to get those air dribble bumps when you take them so close to the side wall, where you allow that defender. Oh my goodness, how did Joreuz get away with that one? He sent it back into Atow, and it bounced up off the crossbar. But as I was saying, you want to get those air dribble bumps somewhere in the middle of the net where the player can't hide on the back wall until the last second. That's why Joreuz was able to sneak away with that save. Atow, this air dribble leads to nothing as he lets the ball roll away from him and into Joreuz's possession. Joreuz going to back off this one. Atow on limited boost. Wants to put Joreuz into net. Joreuz heads to the back wall. Is double. Now leads to Atow with the advantage. And oh my goodness, okay. I was like, how did he get away with that? But he does get demoed as the curve of the wall slows him slightly down. That's when Atow catches up. Now he wants an air dribble pump. Atow, wait! Okay. For a second, I thought Joreuz convinced Atow to save his own shot. And that is just next level defense. As Joreuz tried to get around the bump. Atow caught and saved it. But luckily, he didn't save it too bad. There was still space inside that far post, and he does cut it back in. Atow trying to pre-flip to bump Joreuz. As we approach a minute left, Atow trying to force game 5. Joreuz wanted the impossible angle, and it turned out to be exactly that, impossible. Atow over the top of the pre-jump of Joreuz. Joreuz falls back down to the ground and is able to intercept. We've actually seen him do that a bunch on the channel. He has a very famous one against Moxie where it seems like he flew out of the play, but returned back down. Now Joreuz all the way from his own back wall, has the reset, goes for the strong shot far from the net, but it has the power that maybe he can get away with it. Atow, that should have been a counterattack. I mean, we weren't watching from his perspective, but I think he had the angle. Now Atow trying to control this possession away from his back wall, with Joreuz hounding, looking for the tying goal. Atow did not grab that midfield boost, so Joreuz knows he's going to have an advantage briefly. As Atow resets, could not create a scoring opportunity out of it. The low 50 goes in favor of Atow, and he's going to put a little style on it to end the game. Wait a second. No, he isn't. He's going to hand Joreuz his almost 0-second goal. Atow did not need to try and go over the top. Is one of the most risky ways to play an aerial because of the fact that it so often bounces off the back wall and results in counterattacks. Atow just needed to play it safe, stay with the ball, go for 50s, let the ball hit the ground, plan on his recovery more than the shot, but he wanted to go out with an accent mark, and instead he allowed Joreuz to bring it back. Now it's going to be what he wanted. This is how Atow wanted the game to end. He wanted to have a nice shot out of the air, and he got it, but he got it in overtime this time as he goes for the straightforward use of his flip. No theatrics in the air, but what matters is the win as he forces game 5. Game number 5, Joreuz and Atow. Joreuz went up 2-0, but Atow has come back with 2 straight, trying to finish off the reverse sweep. Joreuz has been in game 5 in every one of his matches so far. You know, coming into this match, Atow had been full sweeps in all of his matches, whether he won or lost. Joreuz had been in 2 game 5s that he was unable to finish. And it wasn't clear which one of the 2 trends was going to continue, but it looks like the game 5 Joreuz matches will be the one to continue. And hopefully, if you're a Joreuz fan, it's not going to end with a reverse sweep and another loss to being so close to getting another series. Atow off the ceiling has the resets, but never really has a plan of attack. Atow avoids the Joreuz bump. He actually uses his flip in the air to get all the way back to the ball. He'll throw one on target. Joreuz wisely cutting in field, not taking time to go grab boost, because doing so would also allow Atow to grab boost and prepare in defense instead. The power slide cut and bringing the ball directly at the net, which puts Atow into net with 0. And Atow hoping for a spawn, and Joreuz was hoping to go supersonic. No question he was hoping to dash into supersonic there and get a demo, and then probably follow up for a very easy goal, but fortunately he was probably just short of it. So now he has to play defense instead. Atow gets the reset and waits on the ground. Very smart play from Atow, recognizing what the situation called for, which was not trying to use his reset right away. He really just got forced right back down to the ground anyways. I mean, you watch it from his perspective, he launched straight down. And he's ready for the Joreuz clear. 1-0, Atow has found his stride, no question. Joreuz is declining the aerial game a lot of times so far in this series. That's something he's always doing, but clearly a strategy coming into play in Atow. That was a chance off a kickoff win that he could easily turn into an aerial attack, but a ton of respect for the way Atow has been defending it. He wants to play on the ground. Joreuz counterattack. We get sent off the back wall. Atow starved out. And Joreuz now will just take it straight at the nets. It's going to be tough for Atow. I think Atow, if possible, wants to try and get a softer save there, especially low on boost, something that he can follow up. But he cleared it so strong that he couldn't catch back up to the play and allowed Joreuz to get a clean setup into his dribble. Now Joreuz a kickoff win and a 2-1 lead. The classic 1v1, 1-2 that takes you from down to in the lead. Joreuz, dude, his flicks at 0 boost, he's gotten so much power on them. Even there, he just launches one to the moon. Not all of them have turned out to have a ton of use, but he's definitely not lacking power. Atow is going to take his freebie that he was given, or at least what was close to a freebie, as he tries to launch at the full field, but slightly off target. Now Atow into the air, wants to bump Joreuz in and out of the net. Actually finds a way past him. Oh my goodness, Joreuz. Watching from Atow's perspective, it seemed like there was no way. Atow correctly aligned where he expected Joreuz to come out of the net, but Joreuz actually jumped underneath Atow. Found a way to get to the ball. Now another save from Joreuz. His win condition so far in the first 2 games has been spectacular defense. And if he wants to do it again in Game 5, it seems like that's what it's going to have to be, as he keeps Atow from finding any goals on this attack. And now Joreuz getting his first possession in a while. He's going to go for a power shot, and he scores. Joreuz, not only does he keep Atow out, he scores immediately on his first opportunity, and Atow did not seem worried about it. He was rotating so wide of the net. Did not see a world in which Joreuz was able to get a quick shot like that, I guess. Now Joreuz off the kickoff win. Flips back to the resets. But the ball falls to Atow, who just takes it straight down the field. Joreuz able to get the first save and the second. Joreuz! How does he do it? The counterattack will be a goal. Oh my goodness. Not only has Joreuz's defense kept Atow at a single goal, but it's also wasted a ton of time in the process as he holds the lead. Only a minute left to go. Atow delayed kickoff. I like the mix-up from him. We saw the half-flip kickoff in the, away from the ball earlier. Now the delay. He's certainly mixing it up, searching for the answer after a couple tough kickoffs late in this game. But is it too little, too late? As he has a possession, Joreuz in nets. Forces Atow to flick high. The respect that Atow has to have now for Joreuz's defense makes it even tougher. He knows he needs to snipe the top left, and even then might not be able to make his way through. Joreuz had that fake challenge out to the ball, but ended up turning back and leaving the near side post open. Another delay from Atow. 40 seconds. Joreuz just going to boom this ball away, but likely going to try and stay on top of it, be a pest, not allow Atow to get any possession going. He does flick over the top, and these are those pops that Joreuz has been so consistent with all series long. This time He uses one for a goal as the ball bouncing before he launches it. Just rolling forward and using that tail end of the front flip to launch it so high. 30 seconds. Atow needs 3 immediate kickoff goals, and the first possession goes in favor of Joreuz. So it's not looking likely. Atow did not start his air dribble. Whether that was because he wanted to fake Joreuz or because he didn't start it the way he would have liked, his double is saved. Joreuz has become a brick wall in Game 5, and his reward is going to be a series win. The defensive display from Joreuz, I'm sure if you're Atow, you thought eventually he's going to break, right? Eventually I'll get my goals, but no. Joreuz holds on for the full 5 minutes and wins the series.